This is the all-new Honda City. And while the Toyota Vios has always been the best seller, we think that the Honda City has always been the better car. But, is it still the case this 2021? Pero bago natin simulan ang review na ito, please do subscribe and hit the notification bell para lagi kayong notified whenever we review a subcompact sedan. So first, the looks. The Honda City is all new from the ground up this 2021. Though we won't blame you kung sa tingin nyo medyo kamukha na yung previous generation model. Nevertheless, the all-new City looks really good, regardless of which variant you choose. All Honda City variants have a well-proportioned front end, and it's helped by the fact that all Honda City variants have a sleek pair of LED daytime running lights. The side profile has a balanced profile, though in some circumstances mukhang maliit yung kanyang rear wheels. And then moving towards the back, this is probably the most handsome rear end in the subcompact sedan segment. And sa totoo lang, kaya ako gusto ang likod nito kasi meron siyang kamukhang luxury sports sedan. A huge contributing factor to this is its standard LED taillights, which looks really good especially at night. As for the interior, the design looks modern, though I'd rather call it a functional rather than a stylish interior. The materials are mostly hard plastic, though that's expected in this class. Though as you climb up in the trim ladder, soft touch materials are added in the dashboard and in the center console. Particularly noteworthy in the Honda City is its all-new 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system. It's one of the best infotainment systems in this class, thanks to the snappy user interface and logically laid out menus. The icons are also pretty large, which means ang dali niyang itap even while on the move. Yun nga lang, I do wish for a volume knob para mas madaling i-adjust ang kanyang volume. Nevertheless, at least this car has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard. But truly, the best aspect about the Honda City's interior is its sheer amount of space. Thanks to this car having one of the longest wheelbase in the class, ang sobrang luwag ng kanyang legroom. And as a matter of fact, medyo mas maluwag pa siya compared to the FB Honda Civic that I used to own. This RS variant even gets rear aircon vents and a 12-volt charging port. Also impressive is the Honda City's trunk space, which is the biggest in its class at 519 liters. For perspective, that is only 6 liters less than what the Honda Civic offers, which is one size class above the Honda City. Powering the all-new Honda City is a 1.5-liter inline-4 dual overhead cam iVTEC gasoline engine, which produces these numbers. This is then mated either to a CVT or a 6-speed manual in the entry-level variant. Now as for the driving experience of the all-new Honda City, it actually feels pretty familiar with the previous model, to be honest. Narinig yung CVT droning na yun no? Anyway, so with this all-new Honda City, I was expecting actually that it would be significantly different from the previous City, but the entire driving experience more or less feels similar to the model it replaces, which is not, I would consider, a bad thing kasi fundamentally the City has been always a great all-rounder. So it was a subcompact sedan that was able to balance comfort and sportiness in one package. So basically that same merit applies to the all-new City. I wouldn't call this as sporty as a Mazda 2. I still prefer the direct steering ng kotseng yon. Though this has a bit of response dialed into it. So, may degree of responsiveness pa rin siya. Though, not a lot of feedback. Yun yung main reason ko. And, it feels a bit numb yung steering. Pero it's okay for the most part. It's okay. Like, it's what you would expect in any subcompact sedan. It will really transport you from A to B in comfort naman talaga. But yung steering naman niya, trades agility for stability. So, whereas yung Mazda 2 steering feels really reactive. It feels nimble and light. Itong sa Honda City tends to feel like a big car, but that's not to a negative for me. Hindi siya negative kasi ang ibig sabihin po kapag let's say nasa highway ka, the car feels stable, hindi ka masyadong nag-a-apply na steering corrections as you go through a straight road. But there's still a degree of responsiveness sa steering niya na kapag let's say if you're going through a winding country road, yung mga winding roads na yan, the car still feels reasonably responsive pag lumiligo ka. And then as for the ride, the handling aspect of the car, body roll is well controlled, but there's a bit of roll lang onti compared to a Mazda 2. Mas may body roll siya, but not too dramatic. It's a balance again. It's basically a balance between comfort and sport then. But my favorite part sa Honda City is its ride quality. Ang ganda ng ride quality niya. It irons out the bumps really well. There's none of the floatiness. Wala ka nung jittery din sa suspension niya. It feels well tuned yung suspension niya for both handling and comfort. As for the brakes, the usual, the brakes are there to provide stopping power. It feels okay. I mean, there's nothing special to report about the brakes. And then, now that Honda decided to switch to a DOHC, a dual overhead cam engine, mas maganda ngayon yung hatak niya. Not dramatic, not night and day kind of dramatic, but it's noticeable compared to the previous CT. Mas maganda hatak niya, especially in the mid RPM range. Mas maganda yung pull ng torque, ng kanyang torque band. So this makes it a good car for overtaking compared to something like a Toyota Vios. And then the CVT, while it's responsive kapag let's say gusto mong overtake, it will downshift to the appropriate ratio. Lala naman tong totoong gear, so it's a fake downshift. It'll adjust its ratios lang naman. Responsive yung kanyang pag-react. Let's say kung gusto mong overtake, apak ka sa gas, di naman yung pag-apak mo sa gas, it will downshift ng eagerly. And then off-the-line response, okay din yung off-the-line response ng CVT, hindi siya yung sluggish like most CVTs out there. And now we're gonna be entering a highway, which is gonna be a perfect opportunity to check yung kanyang power and refinement, especially that we're gonna merge ngayon sa on-ramp ng Slex. And it's also gonna be a great opportunity to test high-speed stability and refinement. So we're gonna merge. That rubber band feel. I mean, okay naman hatak niya. Actually, that's your main improvement sa DOHC engine na to, sa dock engine niya. Mas maganda yung torque delivery niya. So, that was 40 to 100 kph in a reasonable pace. Hindi siya yung parang ramdam mo na hirap siya or whatever. That was a reasonable gain ng speed when you want to merge at a highway nang confidently, nang wala kang, nang di mo kapos yung feeling. And that's pretty good for the subcompact class. Actually, the Honda City is the most powerful subcompact sedan or passenger car in its class with 121 horsepower. And then as for the high-speed stability and refinement, it's actually pretty good. I like the stability of the all-new CT. So, ngayon I'm on a straight highway. I'm not applying too much steering correction. So, this is gonna be a good car for long-distance drives. Though the one thing I'm noticing sa Honda City is yung kanyang refinement. It's not bad. Hindi naman pang refinement. It's actually okay. But I do think this has more road noise and more wind noise. Though onti lang naman, a bit more road noise and wind noise compared to a Toyota Vios. But it's not terrible. It's okay lang, sakto lang. Hindi naman siya detracting from the experience. Though one thing that I do prefer about the Honda City over the Toyota Vios is yung level of responsiveness naman niya when you go through twisty, winding roads. Mas prefer ko handling ng Honda City. But in terms of the refinement sa kalsada, sa highway drives, I'd give the slight edge lang naman to the Vios. But for me personally, what would I rather pick, a Toyota Vios or a Honda City? I like driving through winding roads. So since I prefer a car with good handling, I'd still prefer a Honda City. And combined with the other practical aspects of the City, such as yung ganyang legroom, super impressive legroom sa likod, impressive trunk space, ang laki-laki ng trunk space niya, and the fuel economy, by the way. So one clear advantage that the Honda City has over the Vios is fuel economy. Right now, I've been driving this car for more than 300 kilometers, and fuel economy is impressive. I've been doing 15.2 kilometers per liter. That's amazing, actually. That's an amazing fuel economy figure for a subcompact sedan, which makes the Honda City one of the most fuel-efficient cars that I've ever driven as of late. Though, one thing to consider, I live in Santa Rosa, Laguna. Hindi ako taga Manila. So, I really tend to post higher fuel economy figures compared to other media living in Manila since di mo uso traffic sa lugar namin. But, yun na nga, hindi ko daw dinadrive gingerly. I was driving this at my own normal pace. And yet, I still achieved 15.2 kilometers per liter. That's impressive.
Pricing for the all-new Honda City starts at 848,000 pesos.
which gets the base S manual variant. For that price, you get halogen headlights, LED daytime running lights, LED taillights, 15-inch alloy wheels, black interior, push-button start, 2-din audio system, manual aircon with digital controls, 4 airbags, electronic stability control, and hill start assist. On the other hand, opting for the SCVT variant adds an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, along with Eco mode. You step up to the 1.5V CVT variant and you will get a reverse camera, power folding mirrors, 16-inch alloy wheels, beige interior with soft touch plastics, automatic climate control, rear aircon vents, 16-inch alloy wheels, along with the addition of smart entry. Lastly, this range-topping RS variant adds full LED headlights, LED fog lights, two-tone 16-inch alloy wheels, red stitched interior, leather and suede upholstery, 12-volt charging ports at the rear armrest, 8-speaker audio system, cruise control, and remote engine start, which is very useful in a hot climate like ours. Oh, and for the first time ever in the Philippines, the Honda City is now available as a hatchback, and it replaces the Honda Jazz. Only a single RS variant is available, and that gets the benefit of having the ULTR seats, which is what made the Honda Jazz famous in the first place. Here in 2021, we still think that the Honda City is a better car compared to the Toyota Vios. It drives well, has a spacious interior, and the fact that all variants are generously equipped. Combined with having the most powerful engine yet still being fuel efficient, the Honda City is still the best subcompact sedan you can buy today. And it certainly helps that this is an all-new model and not just a facelift.